Welcome back to the D&D Talk Wrestling Podcast, episode 24.
In this week's episode, we are going to do a little bit of imagining or redesigning.
Oh my god, as soon as you just said that,
rebuilding
I went, oh no.
Of factions, classic factions in wrestling history. So we figured we already had an episode of like the top factions. So
I think it was like one of our first episodes.
So we were like, okay, so like what if we built our own factions in the image of the ones that were already out there? So I don't know. We thought it would be a pretty cool idea to see.
Did you use your boy?
What?
Did you use your boy?
Oh yeah, he's in one.
I would hope so.
But it makes sense as the following the theme of.
That's what we're gonna try to
everything.
do. We're like, if we do, say, I mean, I think you did the Shield. If we do the Shield, who do you think would be the Roman, the Seth? Not just three random people we want in it.
I'll be honest, my Shield is just a scary group
I don't
of
even
people.
think I don't know. I didn't do a Shield. I could probably think of one by the end of the episode.
Yeah, I just picked like the three scary.
Should we do? I mean, this is probably something we should have talked about. Should we do, if we both have an evolution, do the evolution? If we both have,
Yeah, I mean we could do it.
we can do it that way.
We could do it parallel to each other.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, big words.
Big words.
Yeah,
Because we don't. I don't think we. I mean, we said it before. There's a couple that we don't have, or like he has the Nation of Domination, but I have the Hurt Syndicate. They're kind of the same thing.
Not really.
Not really, but
Nations
kind of represent the
Nation's
same
a
thing.
lot better, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of the Nation. I just thought of the Hurt Syndicate, Hurt Business, whatever. I think I did the Business because I added Cedric, and I didn't add MJF. So yeah, I did the Hurt Business. They had three different names.
Why do you look so confused?
Because it's Hurt Business is WWE, Hurt Syndicate is AEW, but then they were Hurt something else in TNA.
They were hurt.
They were because I don't think it was only MVP and
Maybe
Lashley.
they were just hurt.
They could have been just Hurt.
Yeah, you never know.
So we can start with Evolution if we want to do our Evolution teams.
All right, so like I would like to hear your thoughts on a modern day Evolution.
So my Ric Flair, so Evolution, if you don't know, was Ric Flair, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I don't know why I call him that. Randy Orton and Batista. That was really weird that I said Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Probably top 3 faction of all time.
Gotta be. My Ric Flair, William Regal. I feel like he's got that like Hall of Fame credentials, and he can help the younger guys coming up, which is, I mean, what he does pretty much in NXT anyways. My Hunter, who would be like the leader, I guess you could basically say Hunter was the leader of Evolution.
Yeah.
And he was like, picked the two younger guys, Randy Orton. I think I think you're going to have Randy Orton in that same slot.
I have Randy Orton in my faction as well. And I know that was a kind of a copy of the old.
That's something we've always agreed on, though.
Yeah, we've
if there
always
was a new Evolution,
yeah, Randy had to be
he would be the Hunter spot. My Orton spot of like young and cocky, his son Miles Bourne.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. The hard one for me was trying to think of a Batista. I was like, who's a monster? I picked Will Hobbs from AEW. Powerhouse Hobbs as the Batista of the group.
Okay,
It'd be weird to see him and maybe even Miles Bourne in the suit, but I think Regal, Orton, Miles Bourne, and Will Hobbs would be a really cool new Evolution.
I do. I dig that.
I'm so glad they started calling him his son, because I was like, who can I put for Orton? And I was like, Orton Jr. It's perfect.
So the way I looked at it was, I wanted an evolution of the established main event star, and then the young up and comers, kind of like what happened with Batista and
Pretty
Randy.
much what, yeah.
So like I kind of altered it just a bit. So instead of having like a Ric Flair role, I have one guy in like the Flair / Triple H role, because he's still wrestling but doesn't have a ton of years left, which would be Randy. So my number one choice would be Randy. The next couple people the next two have actually accomplished some stuff in wrestling, but could use that extra boost to get from upper mid card to pure main event, like especially on the main roster, because one of the guys is currently a champion. So next on my list, I would have Trick Williams.
Oh, that's a good one. We've talked about that too.
Yeah. And Austin Theory, because Austin Theory...
You love Austin Theory. You're an Austin Theory stan.
I am, and I think he has all the potential in the world, and he's beaten Cena, and he's been U.S. champ before. So, like, they're the two that are a little established, but let's put him to that next level. And then for my last pick, I won't say Randy Orton's son, maybe his little brother, because the dude looks up to Randy so much. Javon Evans.
Yeah, that's
as the young guy
I had
that is gonna get that push to like.
I had
superstar.
Javon and Trick in and out of multiple groups. I was like, oh, Javon. I was like, no, he doesn't really blend well. And I'm like, oh, Trick. No, he doesn't really blend well. I was like, I don't have them. I didn't ever pick them, but I had them in and out of a bunch of different
And I
groups.
like this group because you got a good mix of established, young. Also, you have the insanely young with Javon.
I think he's only 19, maybe 20.
And he had that like really good match with Orton, who Orton like put him over huge with that match when they had on NXT. So that would be my Evolution group. Orton, Theory, Trick, and Javon.
That's a good one. Do you want to go for your next one now, and then if you don't have, I don't have it, I'll just pick one that I know you don't have, maybe.
So my next one, man, I'm gonna say my Ministry of Darkness because this might be my favorite group that I picked.
All right.
So for those who don't know, the original.
I'm trying to think how many people you have in it. 5?
I have 6 people.
Jesus Christ.
So the original Ministry of Darkness, you had the Undertaker, obviously was the leader. Then you had the APA, Farouk and Bradshaw. You had Midian, which was one half of the tag team, the Godwins at one point.
I always forget
and
that.
You had Viscera as well. I mean, Undertaker was just in his like demonic, like Antichrist type gimmick, and they were just a dark group of a little bit of supernatural thrown in there.
Yeah.
But, so my new version of this would be, as your leader of the group, some say they kind of have the same.
I have a name in my head, but I don't think it's going to be who you're going to say.
But also this leader is one of Undertaker's biggest fans. I have Damian Priest.
Oh, no, that's not who I was going to say. That's a good one.
Established,
Yeah.
former heavyweight champion. Dude puts on like amazing matches all the time. So I got Damian Priest. And as for the rest of the crew, you're going to like some of this. Ready?
Is it just the Judgment Day?
No. So you're going to have Damian Priest is the leader. Then you're going to have Karrion Kross.
I knew that was coming in somewhere.
Exactly. You have Sean Spears.
Okay.
Brody King.
Mm-hmm.
Aleister Black.
I had Aleister Black for Damian Priest. When
And
you were like the big guy, I was like, oh, Aleister Black.
And here's the kicker. Jasper Troy.
Oh, I love Jasper Troy. Yo, he's so good. He's so. I was trying to put him in a group too, and I just couldn't figure out.
So I sat there and I just imagined those 6 standing in a ring together, and I was like,
they'd have to reinforce the ring.
Holy crap, that would be scary.
That's a good one.
And all of them could pull off the dark, spooky-esque thing if they really wanted to, or just be the badasses if they really wanted to. So yeah, that's my reimagining of the Ministry of Darkness, and that's one of my favorite ones that I came up with.
That's a really dope one. I'm gonna go with, because I know you don't have them, and I just thought of it, the Main Event Mafia from TNA, who was like, I guess almost no, not really their evolution, but it was a bunch of like established. It was Kurt Angle.
I mean, not to sound condescending, but it's kind of in the name.
Yeah.
Main Event Mafia.
It was Kurt Angle, the first iteration of it, because there was a second one that added like Samoa Joe and somebody else, but the first Main Event Mafia, Kurt Angle, Kevin Nash, Sting, Scott Steiner, Booker T, and well, she wasn't Queen Shamara, but Sharmell. I was like, this is a tough one. I don't like my first pick for Kurt Angle's replacement, Chad Gable.
That's a perfect choice.
I was trying to think of an Olympian, but I can't see
like,
him.
You can see like main event. He's not.
I can't see. I was trying to do an Olympian, but also, can I see him in the ring or in the Titantron in a suit? And not really.
I mean, you could.
But I couldn't. I could.
Through Lesnar in there.
No, Chad Gable. Here's another one too, because I have Brody King.
Oh.
As like the tall, like Kevin Nash, heavy kind of. I was trying to think. So for Sting's like replacement, I was trying to think of somebody who's watching from afar, but also like wears face paint. So Aleister Black, because he did in AEW, he wore face paint a lot, and he would always be like not up in the rafters, but like up in the corner.
You have two of my Ministry in your Main Event Mafia.
You're gonna like this one. Steiner's replacement, Braun Breaker.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
You're gonna like this one even more. I was trying to think of a couple that could be the Booker and Charmel, Seth and Becky.
Okay. I mean,
So the new
I
main
dig
event
that.
Mafia, Chad. This is pretty much your like dream.
That's a lot of my favorite people.
Chad Gable, Brody King, Aleister Black, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch.
I'm aroused.
Should I just rename this the main event Moran?
It might be, yeah.
The Moran Mafia?
It might be, yeah. It might be the Moran Mafia. And
The
I'm okay with that.
Moran event Mafia?
I'm okay with that. Next up, I'm going to pick one that I think we both have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to choose the Four Horsemen.
Okay.
So this one took me a minute
This
to
one
try
took me a
to
while.
figure out who I could fit into it. So the outlook I had is the Four Horsemen were known as some of the most best technical wrestlers in the business. Obviously, you had the Ric Flair in there, who was the charisma, the style. Everybody else, I mean, they had their part in it, but they were just known to get in the ring and just work you to death.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, they were some of the best workers of their time. So the way I threw this together was I wanted a mix of great workers and also great personalities, but people that I guess overall would represent the wrestling business in a perfect way if you just split them all up into singles competitors.
Right.
So I don't necessarily have a leader because I'm not picking a leader between these guys. But I chose Cody Rhodes.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Just because of the history
Just 'cause of
alone,
history,
right?
Right.
I chose Kenny Omega.
Wow.
Just because he has that just aura of one of the greatest of our generation. Speaking of greatest of our generation, I chose Okada.
Okay. That's a Four Horsemen, yo.
And then last,
I don't want to talk about my Four Horsemen
this is
now.
a little out there, but if you want to go into the styling and profiling and arrogant and cocky, but still great in the ring, my last member is MJF.
Shit. I don't want to say my Four Horsemen now. I feel like I'm put to shame.
I was actually kind of proud of that one, but
I was trying to think of, when I did the Four Horsemen, I was trying to think of who represents wrestling, who like lives, breathes, dies wrestling, and who would do 3 out of the 4 who would show up anytime, anywhere in a suit, would always represent the prim and proper. So I have Dustin Rhodes to go instead of I don't know why I didn't even think about Cody. Jeff Jarrett. He's still wrestling in AEW, so
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett's a good one. Ready for this one? Gunther
you know what?
in the Four Horsemen.
You know what? If you look at my notes right there,
Is he crossed out?
he was originally in mine. But
Now-
then I'm like Gunther represents the wrestling. I'm like, but I need people that like could be at the GOAT status.
So
eventually.
here's my scapegoat in the Four Horsemen, because as I said, it was who do I see showing up to every wrestling event in a suit, this and that, representing wrestling, love wrestling. This one was more of a love the Four Horsemen, love the critique of wrestling. Tommy Dreamer.
Okay,
Because I was like, then I'm like Tommy Dreamer in a suit, but I'm like, no, like he absolutely loves wrestling. Like he always shows up in the Dusty polka dots to like represent Dusty. I know like, he's not like a Four Horseman, but like when you think of Four Horsemen, you almost pretty much think of Dusty too, which is why I wanted a Rhodes. I wanted Dustin in there.
Okay.
But I was like, all right. I was like, Tommy Dreamer's a little weird, but I like it as a group. To go with the Four Horsemen, I know you don't have it. I'm going to go with my Four Horsewomen. So the Four Horsewomen in NXT where... Did Dusty name them? I think Dusty Rhodes gave them the nickname.
I think so.
It was Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Sasha Banks. So obviously you want that like second generation to represent Charlotte, which is why I told you Raquel's a second generation. I didn't know because I had to look stuff up.
Mm.
She's not there currently. I don't even know if she's wrestling, but for my like leader of the Four Horsewomen, I have Tamina. Second generation.
Oh. Okay, I like that.
Yeah. The other three were easy to me. That was the hard one I had to do. So I have Tamina, Roxanne, because I'm trying to go for like younger, up and coming. Yeah, the next 3 are main roster, but I feel like they were quick main rosters. They were, or I should say, they were quick NXT up to main roster kind of soon. Maybe not Roxanne, but the other 2, Julie and Stephanie Vakir. Tamina, Roxanne Perez, Julia, and Stephanie Vakir as the new 4 horsewomen. Could be kind of impressive.
You know what's really funny about what you said?
You have them as a different group.
Essentially, yes, because I decided to. I was gonna call them the 4 horsewomen, and that would have been real messed up.
That would have been
look,
really
look,
weird.
Man, but I decided I was gonna. I took a group, and I made a woman side and a men's side.
Okay.
I just thought of the men's side as we were talking.
That's what I said before this. I was like, we're gonna think of a group as we're sitting here.
So I reinvented the League of Nations.
Oh, okay. I was trying to, and I could not think of anybody.
And my first one was actually a women's side. I stole this because I had I had this little group in my WWE 2K25.
But
and I'm
WWE's
like,
probably gonna steal now.
who can I add to it, and then kind of make it really a League of Nations because everybody's kind of from a different area.
That's basically. I could actually name them the League of Nations too.
So I chose Rhea Ripley, Lyra, Valkyria, Stephanie Vakir, and Julia.
I almost put Lyra in instead of Roxanne for my 4 horsewomen.
I do have Roxanne in another faction.
I have Rhea in another faction. You're gonna look at me and be like, "What the hell is your problem?"
But yeah, I decided to do a League of Nations women first.
That's a
and
good
then
one. That's a cool one.
That's what I came up with. So, is it me now?
Yeah, we can go with one that you have, or if we both have, or because I'm pretty sure you don't have a legacy, so I can do my legacy if it's something you don't have.
Okay, so I'm just looking. I'm like, oh, I want to say them all.
I know, so do I. I kind of want to go off the whole list, but I'm like, no.
Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to choose my LWO. And yes, I know there's an LWO going on right now with Ray and Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Dragon Lee. I was looking back at the original LWO.
Oh, yeah, they got rid of. I was like, you're forgetting one, but they got rid of.
That.
What's her name?
Oh, the girl that was in
Zelina. They got rid of Zelina.
Yeah, Zelina's now on SmackDown. Anyways, I was thinking more so about the original LWO when it first started with Eddie Guerrero and then all the luchadors in WCW, La Parka, Hoovy, guys like that. So, with that being said, I'm going to start this LWO off with, I don't know if it necessarily has a leader per se, but I'm going to throw a guy out there that is insanely underrated. And I'm going to say he could possibly be the guy who brings this together.
Mr. Iguana.
He's not Mr. Iguana. I'm going to start this off with Andrade.
I love the Andrade Ray Phoenix entrance on SmackDown. I fucking love.
Yeah.
The way they comboed them together.
So now to go along with this LWO, I was thinking, okay, you had like an Eddie, and then you had a mix of like masked, unmasked wrestlers and everything. I'm like, okay, so let's get a mix, right? So I'm starting off with Andrade, and then we're going with Santos Escobar because he doesn't get showcased like he should. The dude is
he really
insanely
doesn't.
talented.
Yeah.
But then we're going to go into the other side of things to where like we're going to get into the masks now. So we're going to put Penta, Octagon Jr., Ray Phoenix, and Beast Mortos.
That's a group, yo. That is a group. Holy shit.
And to say this will be a heel faction.
Yeah. That's a group. That's really cool. I like that one.
And like I didn't do necessarily what you did and put like, hey, La Parka is this guy. I was just like, okay, so
I didn't do that for some, but some I did. Some I was like, who can represent?
With the LWO, you had like Eddie wasn't in a mask. There was someone else who wasn't in a mask.
Hubatu wasn't in a mask.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, Hoovy.
Obviously, La Parka.
La Parka was. All those guys were still in their masks at the time. I think they lost them all once they came over.
Maybe.
Not lost them, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I just want to take some of the best luchadors in the world.
That's a good one.
Put them in there. I'm leaving a lot of people out too, like Los Garza,
Psycho Clown.
No, dude.
He's supposed to be getting signed to WWE. Him and Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, because the merch sales would be
the merch sales were insane.
But yeah, that is my re-envisioning of the LWO, and I'll be honest, that would be my favorite group if it was out right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Speaking of insane merch sales,
okay,
and I don't know why I thought of these two. I'm gonna just do the outsiders. Just Hall and Nash. Hall and Nash when they left WWE. Well, when Hall left WWF to go to WCW, who can I envision walking down talking like that? Karrion Kross. as the Scott Hall of you know who I am, you don't know why I'm here.
Oh yeah, he's such a good talker.
Who would be his Kevin Nash? Drew McIntyre.
I kind of dig that.
I was like, I was doing whatever, and out of nowhere, my brain went, Cross and McIntyre as the outsiders would be an amazing group. Just to go in and wreck Roughshot like they did to WCW. Now, granted, I have an NWO. They're not my Hall and Nash in the NWO. They're just the outsiders alone by themselves.
I have 2 separate NWOs.
I don't know why. When I thought of a Hall and Nash, I was like, I don't know why, but Cross, because you talk about all the time the promos he does. It basically that's what Hall did, but he did it in the ring in front of everybody. I can see Cross doing it. I can see him walking down the crowd, just hopping in the ring, almost saying the exact same thing that Hall said. I could see Cross doing that. And McIntyre would just be the Nash going around booting people.
See, I'm just trying to imagine it, and yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that. I'll go into my men's side of the League of Nations while we're here. So, in honor of one of the first group, I got to throw my boy Sheamus in there.
Oh, so he's staying.
Got to represent the Irish heritage. You know
so he's staying. Okay.
So he's staying, but he's also bringing another Irish lad with him. Finn Balor.
I almost said JD, and I went, no.
No, I got JD in another group. And then for the rest of the squad will be Gunther, Ilya Dragunov.
Wow.
And since we got some Irish, we got a little bit of like Russian, we got a little bit of, we need someone from England, don't we? Will Ospreay.
That's a group. That's a good one, too. I like that one. I can't believe just the last one I did.
I had to fit Will somewhere.
We were doing ones right before this, because right before this I was like, can I do 1 or 2 more groups? I didn't have Ospreay in a group until this morning.
I didn't have Ospreay in a group initially either, and I'm like, even if it doesn't fully make sense, I need him in a group.
Yeah, no, he needs to be in a group.
Yeah, he has to be.
I'm going to go with, because I don't believe you have I'm going to go with Legacy.
Oh, I don't have a Legacy. No.
So Legacy was Randy Orton, and then he picked 2, we could say up and coming, but also second generation. Well, Randy's third generation, but
yeah.
Is Cody? No, Cody's technically still second, because Dustin doesn't count as a generation.
No, because he's Dustin's brother.
Right. So it was Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase Jr. Later on, they added Samu. They tried to add somebody else, didn't they?
Why am I blanking?
I swore there was somebody else besides Samu they were trying to add.
Sim Snuka.
Yeah. I just have the 3.
Deuce.
Yeah, I just have the 3. Yeah. I have Cody Orton, and DiBiase.
Cody Orton.
So obviously the new leader of Legacy, Cody's just moving up a spot. He's going to be the new, and he's going to go looking for 2 second generation up and coming. Their names are kind of out there, but not really. I have Charlie Dempsey, William Regal's son, who's doing great things on NXT.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him.
The other one, Lexus King, but he's going back to Brian Pillman Jr.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, Brian Pillman Jr., Charlie Dempsey, and Cody. That's a good one.
That's a really good one. I'm a fan of that.
I think when we first talked about this, I had a legacy of Cody and Pillman. I couldn't think of the third one, and then I was like, you know what? Charlie Dempsey's doing great things. He would be a good one in there.
So since I don't have a legacy, I'm going to throw another 3-man team let me take it back, a 3-woman team that I threw together. So I'm going to throw together just a little newer version of Toxic Attraction. Something with a little, because I know Gigi and JC wasn't really, they were like tag. I wanted to put 3 women in there that, like, I don't want to say like a female evolution, but
almost though, because like Mandy Rose, the leader, she wasn't doing anything. Well, actually, did she get released, or did she just go home for a little bit? Because I remember the reason she went to NXT is because she had that match against Sonya and was like the loser. I think the loser left WWE, and then she showed up months later in NXT with I think Gigi and JC. I don't think they were already there.
So I threw this team together as in like they can even play off the leaders kind of style and go a different way than the original one was. But I feel like these 3 together just look like it would marry. You know,
I mean, they're the original.
You might love this team. This might be your team. Like, you know how you said that Main Event Mafia is Main Event Moran?
Yeah.
This team might be I'm going to tape them to my ceiling.
That's funny because that's going to be my next team.
So for my female toxic attraction, I am looking at Toni Storm as your leader.
Timeless Toni Storm or Rockstar Toni Storm?
Timeless Toni Storm.
Yeah, Timeless Toni Storm.
And along with her is going to be a young prodigy, you will.
Oh boy, I wonder who that could be.
Roxanne Perez. But then somebody else that I feel like if they tried to kind of, I don't want to say copy, but like went down that road that Toni Storm's on, they could pull it out.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
Liv Morgan.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Mariah May, shockingly.
Mm-mm.
That's a good one. I like that one.
I feel like those three, like, I don't know. I just think they would look good together. It would fit. And it got to be Timeless Toni Storm.
It has to be Timeless Toni Storm.
Yeah.
I love Rockstar Toni Storm, but Timeless Toni Storm is the best gimmick that is going on today.
Yes, it is one of the most, I want to say, fresh gimmicks that I've seen in, God, for a long
time. Yeah. I love what I've said it before.
She kills.
I know I've said it on the rewind. I don't know if I've ever said it on a podcast. I love when she's doing stuff like this, like us talking. I love when they make her side of the screen black and white and the other person still in color. I love that they thought of that little thing to make it so much more better.
Oh, 100%.
I guess to go along with your little 3-woman group, I'm going to go with a 2-woman group.
Oh.
The beautiful people from TNA. Angelina Love and Velvet Sky. So they were always the little bit of the controversial because they would come out and grind the ropes and do whatever. There was 3. There was the other one was a legacy name. I don't remember who she was. Oh, Lacey Von Erich was also in it, but she wasn't even that good of a wrestler. But Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, they were like everybody's whatever going over for them. My new beautiful people, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss. I just have to.
I didn't even think that was a team for you. I thought that was just we're talking.
I mean, you said taped up on the ceiling. I mean,
that's a different podcast.
That's for the Patreon later on.
That's D&D talk.
That was a quick little one.
Something, yeah. Not wrestling, though.
No, not wrestling though.
No, not at all. So you know what? I'm gonna throw out there one of my choices for a new NWO.
Okay.
So this one, I'm going to give you a little reasoning behind it. Obviously, we all know what the NWO stood for, right? They came in, they wanted to take over wrestling, wanted to make it seem like they're outsiders. Well, no pun intended.
No pun intended.
Because there was. But outsiders from another company taking over. So I kind of thought of that idea. I kind of ran with that idea. And since there's a new partnership between WWE and TNA, I thought of a new NWO that could represent the TNA side of things.
Oh, this is going to be good.
But not with current TNA people.
With older?
So I have as your leader, resident babyface, he's been a heel, he's played it good, but mostly AJ Styles.
Ooh.
To round out this group, I'm going to roll with Samoa Joe, the Motor City Machine Guns, Christian Cage, and Eric Young.
I want to add AJ to my NWO now, kind of.
So that is going to be your old school TNA that's going to say, you know what, I'm going to come back, I'm going to go help the new TNA invade WWE right now.
I like that one.
And take over. So that was my first idea for the NWO.
I have an NWO. I only have 3 for the NWO. And it was kind of rumored years ago, and I've loved it ever since I heard the first rumor.
Okay.
For my 3 NWO, John Cena, CM Punk, Randy Orton.
Damn.
And now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I have Orton in another group. No, I don't. No, Orton. Never mind. Yeah, John Cena, CM Punk. That was rumored years ago. That's why Cena had the NWO shirt on in the Firefly Funhouse match. Because they were supposed to be the new NWO. And from the moment I heard that, I was like, that would be an amazing NWO.
That would be. So should I go with my second NWO now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so with my first one, obviously I went the TNA route.
Technically your third NWO because you had the LWO.
Yeah, but that was L.
I know.
This is N.
I should do a BWO.
Ooh. Who's going to be the fat one? Otis.
Meatball.
Giggity. So I'm going to go with my second version of the NWO. So this one's going to take a little bit of a different route. Instead of how my first one went with the TNA thought process behind it. This one's going to go with the Bloodline thought process behind it.
Oh, shit.
So as you know, like obviously the bloodline isn't as together and strong as it once was, but it's still there. Roman has yet to come back. He's going to. Jay is still on one of the most popular guys. You got Jacob Jimmy. You got Solo's new version that he's been rolling with now with the Tongans and JC Mateo. So this NWO is going to be a group of superstars that is sick of it. They're done with the bloodline. They want it. They want it out.
Oh.
So they're just going to try to take over wrestling and eradicate
The family tree.
the entire family tree.
Okay, I like this.
So this one, I am going to start it with Seth Rollins.
I should have figured that. I should have.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say he's the leader
I should have figured that one.
because there's more people in here that could. But then I'm going to roll with Kevin Owens,
Okay.
Drew McIntyre,
Okay.
and then Seth is going to call in some reinforcements.
Oh,
As one of his good friends, Mr. Claudio Castagnoli, or WWE fans would remember as Cesaro. But then someone else who's a little ticked off that Roman's going on the spree.
Who else could it be? Go ahead.
Well, someone that Seth didn't hit with a chair from behind.
Moxley's coming back.
Moxley.
Shit. I don't have Moxley in anything, yo.
And in my eyes, I feel like with Rollins' hatred towards the bloodline, I feel like if this storyline like ever did actually happen, Mox coming in from a different company would actually kind of be the leader of it. And then he would get
that
because KO, you know, kayfabe hates the bloodline.
Yeah.
Drew hates the bloodline. Seth obviously.
That's a good one.
Mox would be like, all right, I'll take you guys, but I'm bringing Claudio with me. Boom.
I like that one. That's a good one. As soon as you were like, I was like, oh, he's bringing Mox. That's
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you said he didn't hit with the chair, I'm like, oh wow. Okay.
And you know that like my favorite wrestler right now is Seth Rollins, but in that group, for it to make sense, I would say Mox would be the leader.
I think Mox would be the leader.
But like, I love you, Seth. You couldn't do it, so I'm here.
Yeah.
We'll do it together.
Well, you couldn't take him out. You couldn't take him out by yourself. I'm here to help you. Yeah, I like that one.
Yep.
I think for my next group, I'm gonna pick the Elite. Who, without the Elite, I don't think we're gonna have AEW. I don't think we would have AEW.
No.
So the Elite were Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, Hangman Adam Page, and obviously Cody Rhodes. So for that main lead, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay.
Okay.
For the high flying young bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson, the Guns, Austin and Colton Gunn. I had to get him in somewhere, and I was like, I had him somewhere else, and I was like, no, they would fit there.
I got him in somewhere.
Cody, who do I see representing, walking around with the suit? Ricky Starks. Not Ricky Saints, Ricky Starks. And you helped me with this one, because I could not figure out someone for Hangman Page. That cowboy, rough shot, whatever. Josh Briggs from NXT. And I'm so glad you said that, because I was like, I'm using that. I like that one.
Yeah, he's a tall.
He's a tall. Yeah, he's really good, too.
I like it. I'm a fan of it.
No, I'm changing it.
Why?
I'm taking somebody that's got his moveset. Logan Paul.
I'll punch you in the face. I swear.
I just thought about it now. I went, oh my God, moveset for moveset. Logan Paul.
I'm gonna physically assault you. Oh God. All right. So where are we at on that one? I do like that choice.
That was one I thought of this morning, and I was like, I like that one because
So
I
you know
needed
what?
Ospreay in somewhere.
I'm gonna go with. This one seems thrown together, but I was going with a theme of really good wrestlers, but also they could be the cocky, arrogant heels, but still back it up.
Okay.
So, what I have is my version of the Bullet Club.
I wanted to do that, but I couldn't pick like an exact moment, which is why I did the Elite, because they were all basically in the Bullet Club in Ring of Honor.
So I want guys that are great in the ring. I want guys that got a good look, but I want guys that could be the arrogant, cocky heels like they deserve, or not deserve, but how they could be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And pull it off, believably. I mean, some wrestlers can't do it. Like
they
they're
try.
not good heels.
Right,
or
right.
Some wrestlers aren't good faces, to be honest with you.
Oh God, no! They try and it doesn't work.
So in my kayfabe head, in my imagination, I decided to say Mr. Dirty Dom
I don't have him in anything, and it makes me so mad.
is gonna
Makes
break,
me so
like
mad.
no more Judgment Day. You know what, Finn? I'm gonna do what you did, but do it better. So I'm gonna take Dirty Dom as my leader of the Bullet Club.
Okay.
And now everybody got to follow suit to that chicken shit heel stuff. So Montez Ford,
I can see that.
bye Angelo, going by himself now. Carmelo Hayes,
Okay.
Buddy Matthews,
If he ever comes back to wrestling.
JD McDonough.
Okay. JD's not with Finn?
No.
Wow. I have JD and Finn together.
No, I got Finn with the League of Nations.
I know.
With.
I have JD and Finn together.
And then Ricky Saints.
That's a good group.
I want it like more towards the. I want to say a little bit of the younger side, but I want like insane athletes.
Yeah.
Good rest because the Bullet Club, for I would say 99% of the time had amazing athletes in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're not the biggest guys. Like they're not gonna walk up to like an Obafemi and scare them. But as a group,
I don't think anybody in the Bullet Club would ever do that anyway.
yeah. As a group, I feel like it fits because that's So that's my Bullet Club.
I think I'm going to go with my thrown together group. And I think you have a DX, but I'm going to go with my DX.
I have a DX. My DX is out there.
My DX is out there. I have the 6 DX. And obviously, I went with the let's try to cause a problem DX. Let's go against the authority. Let's make Voldemort's life a living hell. So obviously, I did the Hunter, Sean, X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, China. I kind of have Hunter as the leader, but I have Hunter and Sean together. My Hunter's Finn. Who do I have with Finn to go with for Sean? JD McDonough.
No, that makes sense.
They're China, Rhea Ripley, obviously.
You got the Judgment Day going on here.
This is the weird one for X-Pac because he was always that loose cannon, weird style, whatever. Zach Wentz, the dude from from MSK and yeah.
Trust me, I know exactly who that is.
Now my Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. I think I'm gonna go Billy Gunn first. CJ Parker. He was CJ Parker in NXT. Juice Robinson for Billy Gunn. Now my Road Dogg, the guy going crazy on the mic, rapping everything. R-Truth.
Man, that's a group.
So my DX.
That's a group.
And actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's a lot of Judgment Day. My DX is Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Zach Wentz, R-Truth, Juice Robinson, and Bria.
Damn, that's a group.
When I put it down, I was like, obviously Rhea's China, and I was like, Truth has to be Road Dogg, and I'm like, all right, now let me fill in everything else. Finn and JD were the last ones.
Whew. See, my DX, I took a little bit of a different route on it. But you'll understand why I said I know exactly who Zach Wentz is. So I thought of the DX, I took a tag team, and here's the homage to the original DX.
I don't even have it. Well, no, I guess JD and Finn.
I took the Guns.
I almost had the Guns in there as like Sean and Hunter, but I was like, I don't see one of them as the leader. So I was like, no, that's why I took them back out.
I don't necessarily have a leader. I feel like all these people
can go do, yeah.
So I have the Guns in there. I have Zachary Wentz in there.
Wow, shit.
And I have Wesley reuniting with his old boy.
That was a good team.
And it kind of looks like I just threw 2 tag teams together, which is exactly what I did. So I took the kind of original Judgment Day idea with no leader.
Right.
And I figured that this new DX could just rule the tag team division on both ends. One tag team, and just be the best team.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So.
I think I only have one more left. Let's see. Did that one. I only have one more left.
I have 2 more.
All right, so go. You can go again.
Want me to go again?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'll go with my Nation of Domination then.
Good, because all I have left is the Hurt Business.
All right, well that works. So for my Nation of Domination, you know what? I kind of went your route with this one. I was like, who could be the leader? Who could be the veteran leader of the nation right now? And I went with Bobby Lashley, of course.
100%.
I had to steal his boy. I brought Shelton right along with him. Then I went, instead of I went with like 2 Mark Henry-esque type people. You know what I mean?
I already know who you're saying then. I think.
No.
Oh, okay. Shit.
I threw Moose. and Powerhouse Hobbs in there.
Oh my God! I was thinking Oba. Shit.
And then I wanted someone like The Rock,
Oh, dude, I might
who
have
is
to
going to
change
be
my
the guy
herpes.
that's good on the mic, that is eventually going to, toss Lashley to the side, but who's young enough that it makes sense.
Oh.
Swerve Strickland.
Ooh.
So my new Nation of Domination:
Ooh.
Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Moose, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Swerve Strickland.
That's crazy. So I'm gonna go with my last one of the Hurt Business, which is they're not really the Nation, but it's a bunch of. You got actually they're almost like an African American legacy, not a legacy, evolution, if you think about it. You've got the Hurt Business. You've got MVP, kind of like that Ric Flair role.
Yeah.
You always had Lashley. I can see Lashley's the Hunter role. And then they have, Shelton wasn't an up and coming, but I feel like Cedric Alexander was.
Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin was there. He was there beforehand because he was in the world's greatest tag team.
Because the original Nation had Farouk, Godfather, D-Lo, Mark Henry,
Yeah.
and then The Rock.
You forgot Owen Hart.
Well, rest in peace. But yeah, no, that wasn't like an evolution ish. I feel like
the Hurt Business kind of is like an African American evolution.
And I do love how they're paying homage to the original Nation now with MJF being in it.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Owen was.
I actually didn't add an MJF, but I have it's MVP, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander. I almost took for that MVP like Hall of Fame, who can be the leader. I almost took Farouk, and I was like, he can't lead just going damn. It's like Booker T.
Damn.
Oh shit! I don't know Booker T twice. For that leader, heavy Bobby Lashley, Obafemi, obviously.
Okay.
I think I might switch these two around. Shelton Benjamin, been there, good on his own, can go away. Swerve Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like this one, Cedric Alexander, who's not in the Hurt Business now, but was in the Hurt Syndicate, was in whatever they were in TNA. The new up and comer Kevin Knight from AEW. I don't know why, but I'm like connecting with him really well.
No, that's a hell of a list right there.
But I as soon as I did the Hurt Business, I was like Obafemi's Bobby Lashley, and it took me a little bit to figure out Swerve, and I was like, how can I forget not putting Swerve anywhere?
See, Swerve fit that so good for me with the Nation. Like, he fits that Rock mold.
He does.
As soon as you see him, it's like, oh, that dude's gonna be
You're like,
star.
oh, shit's going down.
And Lashley is just like Farouk, a little older, established, well respected. Love it. So I only have one more left, and it's my version of the Shield.
I'm so mad I didn't do a version of the Shield.
Do any of these fit the original mold? Maybe. Maybe not. When the Shield came out, they were pretty intimidating.
They were extremely intimidating.
Coming
Except
out.
they had like turtlenecks on.
Okay, yeah. Let's scrap that first time.
Survivor Series Shield, maybe not.
Scrap the first time they showed up, but they were really intimidating. Although someone like Rollins, Moxley wasn't the biggest guys in the world.
Right.
So I thought, what if we throw a bunch of people in tactical gear, and not only will they look scary, but they'll also out wrestle any roster you put them on.
First of all, there has to be a Samoan in the group.
There is.
Okay.
There is.
Okay.
That's the only thing I've really copied off the original Shield.
Because I already got 2 of my 3. I'm just trying to think of somebody that could be like the Seth of the group, and I've already got my Shield.
You got a Shield too?
Yeah, I just got to think of somebody to be Seth, but...
So here's my Shield. Number 1, fitting the role of, his cousin.
Oh.
Jacob Fatu.
That's who I have for my Roman.
Yep.
I'm Jacob Fatu. Okay. All right.
Then I have Braun Breaker.
Oh, Braun Breaker's a good one.
Last but not least, Obafemi.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, your Shield's really good.
You put those 3 people coming down the crowd in tactical vests, I'm running.
That's a good one.
I know wrestling is scripted, but I'm still like, because all I got to do is like accidentally hurt one of them.
Oh God, you just drop popcorn as they're walking down and you're done.
That was when I thought of that, I was like, that is the most physically menacing
It really
3
is.
people that I could have thought of at that time.
I think for my Shield, it's more of obviously, like I said, Jacob would be my Roman, the big heavy. For like Moxley or Ambrose, I don't know why, but I have Dolph Ziggler in my head as like
I almost put Dolph in my DX.
the he can wrestle, he can do the technical side, but he can talk on the mic and be like that lunatic kind of. I just don't have anybody for the Seth role, and I don't even know who can do it.
But I also thought of younger people too.
Yeah, that's
my group. I think Nobin's over 27.
Ziggler's old as shit. Yeah, the oldest one's probably Jacob.
Yeah, and he's not even that old.
I think Ob is like 25 maybe.
Yeah, and Braun is like around the same age as him actually.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I loved doing this. This was fun. This is one of the ones where we're always like, we gotta do stables. We gotta do stables. I think stables is one of our like favorite things in wrestling.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of times it's why are these two people together all of a sudden, and then they come out to the ring and they're like, this is why we're a team, and you're like, oh shit, okay.
That's why I try to give a little bit of a reason why I put them together, like who I put in the team.
Right.
But I'll be honest, I'm happy with all of these. If these were real stables, I'd be.
Oh, I'd be great. If I turned on Raw tonight and my DX is on screen, I'd be like, holy shit, this is awesome.
I think honestly, my Ministry is my favorite though. What's your favorite that you did?
Oh, my favorite that I did.
Just to reiterate, you look at yours real quick. My favorite would be the Ministry with Damian Priest, Karrion Kross, Shawn Spears, Brody King, Aleister Black, and Jasper Troy.
Honestly, I like my Evolution with William Regal, Randy Orton, Miles Bourne, and Will Hobbs.
I like that one.
I don't know. I like the Orton Miles Bourne together. Yeah. Seeing anybody, even my main event Mafia, even though Chad Gable in a suit's really weird. Wait. This doesn't have it. This kind of has to do with stables. We're not doing a technical rewind this week because you're going on vacation. But I need to know what you thought of El Grande Americano last week on Raw.
What do you mean?
What? Don't. What do I mean?
What about him though? He was there.
Oh my God. All right, never mind. Whatever. Don't.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Why all of a sudden was he taller and more defined?
He wasn't.
Well, let me guess the camera angle.
He wasn't more defined. Let's be honest.
Probably not.
No. The height thing, it was just the way the camera was angled.
Okay, now non-kayfabe, what do you think about Ludwig Kaiser being El Grande Americano?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my fucking God.
I don't think he's gonna be it all the time.
I don't.
What if they really are gonna roll with the idea where every week
over a random person,
it's just gonna be another random person?
I was trying to think. I was like, when Penta broke Gable's arm to make him have to get surgery, and Kaiser's walking by, and I'm like, what is he doing? And then he rolled up in this, but even they were like, I feel like only Gable knew he was gonna wear that stuff.
I honestly wish they did what we said the other day.
But I feel like just putting Ludwig Kaiser in the Americano to get him on screen is not a good look for Kaiser.
It's terrible.
He's way better off doing whatever else.
I think they should do a comedy thing with it. So like next week, it should be like Tozawa in the mask. Like the week after, it should be like
Truth.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Like the ridiculous stuff. Like Otis. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like.
Because they're gonna try to keep Kaiser and try to make it a serious.
Yeah, you're right. Like Truth. Like now black guy. Someone all tattoos. Like.
Yeah. Get like Aleister Black to do it.
Yeah. It's just make it laughable.
Yeah.
That he's never been gone.
He's still here. He just.
Kaiser deserves better to be.
It's the camera. It's the filter on the camera changing.
He deserves better to be.
I think he deserves better than that. Yeah.
I mean, I still don't feel bad for him because he's with Stratton.
I mean, he's also in charge of DMs, so.
Yeah. And he's got an accent. Typically.
Oh, I wonder how he's going to talk. Although Gable never talked besides
in German.
What if he said, I wonder what thank you is in German? Not thank you. Yeah, that's what Gable said. Yeah. I wonder if he says thank you in German.
That'd be hilarious. What if like every week it just started to change instead of El Grande Americano, it's El Grande German.
Germanico or whatever?
I don't know how to say German.
Oh, Dankeschön is thank you in German. What if you just Dankeschön?
Then I might start getting on board with it.
Then you gotta have Tozawa because you gotta have different ethnicities do it because you have to have thank you in every different language.
Yeah.
So you gotta have Tozawa do it. You gotta have Dante
What's
Chen.
Tozawa? Japanese?
Japanese, probably.
Okay.
I think. You gotta have Oscar or Kyrie. Now you need to have different ethnicities doing it to say thank you in different languages. That's the only way this works.
That would be funny.
That would be funny as shit.
But yeah, that is I was really excited doing this list.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
And I wasn't around last week because I had a very, very, very blocked ear and I couldn't really hear anything.
And then your air conditioner turned into a waterfall.
Yes, it did. So I had a water park inside of my bedroom.
Pause.
Hold the jokes.
Pause.
From the air conditioner.
Pause. I think that's it for this week's episode.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys next week. Welcome back to the D&D Talk Wrestling Weekly. We're not doing the rewind. Fuck.